One of the biggest things is what do we do to set us apart from the competition? It's what I already established for the last 5 years. And I'm not saying in a cocky way. I'm 5 years ahead of that next person that wants to do what I do. And you want to know how? It's very simple. I pay zero money in any marketing. I do not pay radio. I do not pay TV. I do not pay Facebook. What do we do to establish ourselves better? You can go into my page. You see we do a lot of events for the communities. Last year we gave out 18 cars to people in need. As of right now, we are already at 12 cars given away.
Hello and welcome to the Independent Dealer Podcast. Luke, what have I always said about Texas?
Everything is bigger in Texas.
Everything is bigger in Texas. The dealerships are bigger. The buy here, pay here's are bigger and better. The sticker prices are bigger. Oh my goodness. This is the loans are bigger. The payments are bigger. The down payments are bigger. Everything's so much bigger. And we've got the king of big on the podcast today.
I love
Juan,
it.
thank you for joining us. Introduce yourself to the podcast community. Where are you at? The name of your dealership, and maybe just a little bit about your business model.
Yes, thank you for having me, guys. It's really a pleasure and honor. Believe it or not, I've been watching y'all for quite a while, and this is a dream come through being in y'all's podcast. So
That's
thank
awesome.
you at
Thank
the
you.
end. My name is Juan O'Campo. If y'all hear a little bit of accent, that's because was born and raised in Acapulco, Mexico. I moved here to the United States back in 1994. So been here most of my life. When I was a teenager, I wanted to be a cop, which I did right after high school. But a really good friend of mine decided to leave being a police officer and go sell cars. And he dragged me because I spoke Spanish. This is back in 2000. So I went to try that out. I went into a Ford dealership. I was there for 8 years, selling new and pre-owned Fords. After that, this big buy here, pay here company that grew all over the United States pretty much invited me to be their first manager back in 2007. And very pleased, very happy that I developed myself into the buy here, pay here, learning it all the way from the buying, servicing, and everything in the sales. So in 2017, I opened up my own company, Family Auto. We're located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I'm more concentrated in Fort Worth. We have 6 locations. We do about 160 units a month. We do anything but we concentrate a lot in the Hispanic community. As we all know, these days it's a lot of Hispanics. They have a great desire and want to have the ability to buy and drive a good vehicle. But some of them have no hits. Some of them are ghosts on their credit. So banks are having difficult to loan them, to give them a loan for a vehicle. So that's where we come in place. We have a grading system where we understand our customer, where we understand their behavior, and we have developed a really good system where anything that we have in the front line is what we're going to attract. So I decided that I can attract the people that can afford my vehicles. And it all has to do what we have in the front line. So we decided to carry newer models. We carry up to 2026 with very low miles, everything clean title. And everything's in-house. We don't do any subprime deals or anything. And everything gets serviced by us. I don't have any agency that does collections for me. We do all of that. We have 2 recon departments, 2 recon shops, where I service everything's got to be with the vehicle. So that's a little bit about me. We
Yeah. Well, I mean, Juan, we've got so many questions.
Sure.
let's rewind. And so I don't, Jeff, have we ever had a dealer owned that was a cop prior to becoming a buy here, pay here dealer?
No, I don't recall.
It-
And
but
you
it,
go ahead, Luke.
but it actually would probably help being a cop and being a buy here, pay here dealer, right? You get to see a lot of your customers sometimes, don't you?
You gotta be able to sniff out the truth, you got to be able to discern liars from the truth and everything. But you also cut your teeth early at Tricolor, and that's where you started your career, right? For 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's where you learned the kind of the whole industry top to bottom.
Yeah.
A great way to do it. What was it in 2017 that made you want to jump out and do your own? Because I imagine as their first manager in a growing company like that, you probably had great opportunity to grow inside the company and have a great lifestyle.
And to learn so many things.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I went ahead and opened up my own location, because I pretty much moved all the ranks as high as possible. I managed everything that I had to do in Dallas Fort Worth. Then I was the regional for all Texas. And when they had California that was not performing to their best, they asked me to move to California. I moved over there for 2 years, and I ran and managed all California side. And I got homesick, so I decided to come back. And when I came back, I'm like, I already gave you Dallas Fort Worth, running to good numbers, Texas, Houston, and California. I want something else besides regional manager. But that was the highest ranking that I could do. Then I had to move down, to such a VP operations, and those were already taken, or it was not available. So I'm like, man, I already got everything I need. I mean, I have the ins and outs that I know, and I decided to not have fear, and go and execute my dream, which is be an operator. And
That's
I'm
awesome.
proudly enough to be a Hispanic operator in this industry at a level that is elite. Because that's where we at with Family Outdoor. We're buy here, pay here, but I consider as a elite buy here, pay here.
You are. I mean, if you look at the amount of accounts you have, the amount of operations you have, and the cars you're selling, it's going to be hard pressed for anybody in the country to match that. And that's Juan, that's pretty awesome. What was the biggest thing you learned at Tricolor that you took with you when you opened that first store?
The biggest thing is what I still doing after 8 years that I left, is continue to service the Hispanic community, continue to service that that the profile customer that that got them where they were at, but they went a different direction after they were expanding and expanding. They forgot what got them there. I brought in several process procedures, especially humongous thing that I brought in that they were very good at. And it's sadly to say, but they were very good at on analytics. You have to understand the people that you're selling. You have to know. One thing that I learned was to have brackets of your customers, not just have a portfolio, because I have a portfolio, but I can tell you what percentage of my portfolio it's A+ customer, A customers, B customer, C customer, which is my core. My core customers, a B and a C. And then, of course, we got the D and the E, which is my bottom next to bad performance loans. But what got me that I can say that the Tricolor has me helped me a bunch was understand your customer and do as much as analytics as you can, and follow process procedures to the dot.
On the other side of that one, what is something that you saw them doing that you thought was a mistake that you were like, absolutely, I'm not gonna, when I open my store, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, and it's very simple, and I always preach it to back then the CEO. They price themselves due to their overhead. Somebody had to pay their overhead. Someone had to pay for all those expenses that were accumulated over the years. And so who had to pay it? the consumer. So what happens is that, customer, they were getting all emotional to buy the car, but once they went home and saw the tag, and then the interest rate and all that, the finances, up into that it was okay. But when the customer started having something that the Tricolor could not control, it, which I can't control either, and even the new cars is when the cars start giving trouble. So that was a bad combo. The customer seeing and understanding that they overpay and they're getting charged a lot on interest, and then the car is getting them trouble. They've got them a bad reputation, got them a lot of bad surveys, a lot of bad communication in the social media world. So what did I do? I make sure I didn't price myself out of the customer's reach. Even though that I have newer models, my prices, y'all can see www.familyautoya.com. I'm competitive as a franchise. I'm not nowhere near doubling the price, doubling the cost. And the reason for that, one of the biggest reason for that, is I do the buying along with my son. So we don't go out there, okay, we need 50 cars, just write a check for 50 cars. No, we select the cars, we buy the cars, and we're not competing on just having 50 cars. It's having a good pricing for our customers.
Hey, sorry to break in real quick, but make sure you guys know about Buckeye, longtime awesome sponsor of the podcast and who I use for all my reinsurance products.
I can't thank them enough for teaching me so much about reinsurance over the years and coming up with new products and new ways to get my portfolio secured. My customers have options on warranties and service contracts, gap. It's just been great, Jeff.
It's absolutely been a great way for me to build wealth, put away some money. So if you are a buy here, pay here, lease here, pay here, or a retail dealer, it works for all dealers. You can set up a reinsurance company. You can insure your own. Stop giving money to those third-party providers that aren't going to cover your stuff anyways. Keep it in-house. Call the guys and girls over at Buckeye Risk Services and get set up ASAP. That's a lot right there. Huge, because you are buying 160 cars a month with you and your son. That blows my mind. But I want to talk about something earlier. When you talk about underwriting that customer, so you started your dealership, you had the business model of saying, where I'm at is currently lost track of the Hispanic, high-end Hispanic customer. I'm sure that Tricolor started running numbers, and now all of a sudden they want driver's licenses and they want credit scores because corporate and their lenders need it. But you say, I'm going to use alternative scoring. I'm going to use alternative data. I'm not going to go off a credit score or a credit history or even a social security number. How do you keep that quality, and how does it scale? Because I can wrap my head around the high-end Hispanic community, because we're probably, my dealership's probably 50-50 English to Spanish. And so I get it. If someone comes in here and they're a construction or restaurant owner and they don't have provable quote unquote income, but I know they're good for it because we know that works on a small level, right? It works when I'm trying to sell 30 or 50 a month, but when I'm trying to sell 160 a month, how are you scaling that to keep the quality there and say, hey, I can't just pull a credit score and lend this guy money based on his credit score. I really need to understand who he is and where he's getting his money from and where this car is going to end up or go or be driven on the daily. How do you do that?
It's all about everything that goes out there in the process of buying a car reflects me. Whatever the salesperson is saying is reflect. It's like if I'm saying it, it has to. They're my reflection. The salespeople, the managers, the underwriting department, they are my reflection. So as much as I have as a passion to sell a car, to get to grow my portfolio, they have to have it. So the biggest things are how we do it, how we understand the customer. It's a lot of process that we do in place. Like for instance, we do a lot. Does the customer have a proof of residence? Has to be utility bill. When a customer doesn't have that, it automatically gives us a deduction that helps us to grade the customer. And why we grade them bad if they don't have a proof of residence is because if you're not responsible, if you have kids and you're not responsible enough to have light water under their head, that means that means there's something wrong. So
Mhm.
that teaches us this customer that cannot prove their residence, it's a customer that we have to be more careful with. A customer that has lapse over 6 months with no insurance, that's also a customer that teaches us that we have to be careful because it's not responsible enough. So we base on a lot of common things, a lot of regular things to show us, teach us how responsible is this individual. But the biggest key to all of this, it is my manager on every location. They do not deliver the car without the manager interview with the customer, without the manager human touch. The manager I have, like today, every Monday 9 a.m. we have a meeting that I grade with them. Why did you approve this customer that got repo 6 months ago? Why did you finance this customer that we were not able to do this or we were not able to that? So it's a collaboration as a team. But the biggest thing is has to reflect on who I am. High intensity, good quality customers, and take care of the business. That's
I've
how.
always said, yeah, I've always said this business is hand-to-hand combat. And it
Yeah.
sounds like even with 6 locations and 160 sales a month, it's still hand-to-hand combat for and I say that in a nice way, not in a mean way, but it sounds to me like you're still doing that. And I think um that is the only way this business can be done.
It is.
And I truly believe that.
No one is going to take care of my money better than me. That's why I don't contract people outside of the country to do my locations, my collections. That's why I don't contract somewhere here local that can tell me and bring me the sky that I'm going to collect so much for you. It doesn't matter. No one's going to do better than me. We do an amazing way where we don't have to fight or struggle to collect our money. We take care of that from the beginning. When we sell the car to the customer, right then and there, we establish with them how important it is to do a payment on time, how important it is to stay in contact with us. So we do collections. We establish it from day one, they buy. We do a welcoming letter. We do a 24-hour follow-up call. We do a one first month on the purchase of the vehicle. That way, it tells us a lot of different things. It tells us they moved, they lie, they not tell us the truth where they live. But the biggest things that we get to them, as much as we contacting you, we need you to do the same thing. Contact us, and and that helps because I'm here, and that's the message I send to them, to my employees, to my people. That's how we're gonna make this company not just another buy here, pay here, not just an elite buy here, pay here, but as a legend here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And that's the only way. Stay in touch, contact with your employees and your customers.
Yeah, talk to me about when you first set out. When you first set out, the growth part's hard, right? I mean, that's a lot of money. That's just all I do in my brain is I'm like, wait a minute, 160 a month, and I see your car, so your average loan is probably 20 grand. Like,
No more.
oh
It's
my
more
goodness.
than that. Yeah, it's probably 30 grand.
Okay, so if you're putting on the street 30 grand times 160 cars, I don't do public math, but that's a lot of money every single month.
Yeah.
How?
How we do that? It again. I can sell. We can sell a bunch of cars that are cheaper, but it's not about really. We can bring store. We can pound. It's too high. It goes to the same thing. You can if you sell the cheaper units, less expensive. But if you don't do collections the right way, you don't process your way on selling a car the right way, it doesn't matter how expensive the car is. You're gonna have horrible collecting on the cars on your portfolio. So to me, whether if I'm selling cheaper cars or more expensive cars, I have to handle the collecting, the way how we do all of our process to sell the same way, whether we're selling a $10,000 car or a $50,000 car. That's how we're doing it. We want to make sure that every customer, just if I buy and sell a 2016 Chevy Silverado with 140,000 miles, my recon is more expensive. I'm going to put at least $2,500 worth of recon. That's before selling it to make sure that there's no issues. So I'm already have $17,000. But if I spend a little bit more to $20,000, I can get a 2020 with maybe 120,000 miles, less miles. So it is not that humongous of a difference from an older truck with higher miles to a newer truck with even a little bit of less of miles. So that numbers, just like we tell the customer, don't let the payment, the big payment, impact you. Look at the whole picture. And it's the same thing about us with a portfolio. Don't let the big tag of a $40,000. No, why? You're crazy. Is how you doing your process. If I didn't have this rating system, yes, I would be nuts doing it. But I have everything under control where we do everything where nothing goes by me.
But Juan, I think the point that Jeff's making is that
Yeah.
it has taken a lot of capital to do what you do. It takes a lot of money. I was a really high ACV at 13.8, is where we ended up. And you're higher than that. And I know that the type of capital it takes. I don't think you were independently wealthy when you started. Maybe you were.
No.
But you've had to borrow money to get this done.
Yeah.
What can you talk about that when it comes to dealers out there? Most dealers are having to borrow money. How did you set out to get that done? And where are you now?
So when I started back in 2017, I started selling cash myself. So I will sell about 25 cash a month with that profit. Finance 10 deals by myself first with that profit. With that same profit, once I financed 10, I went and sold it to Mid-Atlantic. Once I got that money, with the same money, didn't use not a penny, I financed 20 more customers. I needed to have a good size portfolio so any bank or any financial institutional can see what I was doing. So I was already building a track record that I financed 10, they pay good and I sold it, and then I financed 20 and I got the money back and I sold them. But with that, after the 20 sales, I kept the money and I financed the customers without having to sell the accounts anymore. So with the cash business that I had on the side and the profit that came in after I sold them, I was able to maintain those loans and service them until I was able to inquire by a line of credit, which I did and towards the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, I started the process with a finance company known as Primeland. They gave me, with barely $100,000 line of portfolio that I had at the time, they gave me $1 million. And the minute I showed them that I knew what I was doing, it up as of right now is a $25 million line of credit that I have.
Wow.
And where I'm going next, I have already another partner that I want to keep until it's official who it is. That we are already talking over the $30 million line of credit.
Hey guys, real quick to interrupt the episode and make sure you know about a great sponsor and supporter of the podcast, Blitz.
Blitz. I love it, Jeff. That is kind of like goes from the Facebook to just Facebook.
You're going to reuse that joke, aren't you?
It was funny.
Y'all will get that reference in a future episode. But Blitz has changed their name a little bit because they're launching more products. They're not just a payment platform, not just a processor, but they're also a collections platform, an analytics platform, and who knows what else Robin and the team are going to get into. But they've got the technology, they've got the know-how to help dealers in a lot of aspects of their business.
Yeah, data's hard to process from just everyday dealers. But Blitz is going to harness that. They're going to harness AI, and they're going to combine that with payment platforms and payment processing, which is amazing. So if you need a payment processor, you need a friend in the industry or a partner, Blitz is the only company I would recommend.
So you said you had about 3,000 accounts right now.
Mm-hmm.
So are you at 55 million, 60 million? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm at 57 million right now.
57 million. That's and you're leveraged at 25 million. I mean, you're in the 40%. So, you've done it the right way. Now we saw Tricolor, if we want to go back to them, They
Yeah.
get it the wrong way, right?
Yeah, yeah. The biggest thing that I did, that I do as of right now, still, see, as we all know in this industry, yeah, we get line of credit for, uh, for floor planning or to, when we sell the vehicle, but we don't have a line of credit unless if you have an investor, which is that's not my case, to on the daily operations, such as payroll, such as overhead, such as the monster of all this on your daily operation is that recon, which yeah, I do it myself. That saves me a lot of more money, and none of that is funded by no one. I take that cost myself, and how can I do that and continue to grow and continue to keep financing more people? Is that I do not take anything for granted. I do not since I started this company. I started with Primaland. I've not gone crazy buy me a boat. I've not gone crazy go, Vegas all every weekend. I stayed here. I stayed humble. I look at the big picture. So everything that comes in get reinvested right back in the company. Nothing get I use nothing as a personal. This is not I don't use Funnily Out as my personal bank account. I have my own pay, my own salary, and I live with that because that's the only way to do it. I can blow it or I can make it. I decide to make it so I don't touch none of this money that comes in here.
You were man. You were preaching the gospel here, brother. I mean, like this is how you are successful: is reinvest every dollar back into your company and live under your means and control expenses. Right?
Yeah. That's honestly, if you ask me what's the biggest key, that's one of them. If we loaning people, if we're not fortunate enough to have millions and millions of dollars in your bank account without being used, if you don't have the luxury, the only way to make it is you have to use your money wisely and invest it back in to make you more money. Because if I go buy me a boat, to be quite honest with you, that $35,000 is going to ruin over there. But if I keep the 35,000, I can finance one more loan, and it increases my portfolio. So that's why I look at it. I inject it back in the business so it can make me more money instead of just blowing it.
Yeah, I think when we started this call, you were on your cell phone in a car and it looked like a Nissan Altima or something. Like, I was like, I was kind of blown away. And you're coming from the auction after buying cars all day. And like you said, you're still buying them on the daily. You could hire someone away and you could sit behind a desk all day long. That'd be another $100,000 in salary to hire a buyer, probably two buyers to replace what you do, I imagine. And so that's really cool that you keep your hands in the business and even in something that's so crucial. What do you think is going to set you apart in 10 years from now? I mean, I think you kind of hinted at it just now, is staying humble, but like, what does that look like in that you would be a different road than some of these other guys we've seen, the Tricolors, the larger buy here, pay here's that do cater to that high-end Hispanic market that have gone by the wayside. And also talk to me a little bit, because I know I just got done with my charge-offs, doing a stack of charge-offs. I had a lot of deportations. I had a lot of cars dropped off from deportations. And has that been a real factor in your business?
Very, very, even though that's who I cater the most, it has impacted me very little. We do, when there is a person that is married, it is an automatic wife has to go on the loan. When we do, we try to set ourselves where we always have a way out. But the way how we do things in that regards that is happening and all that, we stay in contact with the customer all the way through. We help the customer if they need to, like for instance, if the husband got deported, but the wife has the ability to pay for the vehicle, but needs to be patiently working with her on the payments, we do that. But one of the biggest thing is what do we do to set us apart from that, that the other competition, if you want to call it that way. It's what I already established for the last 5 years. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not saying in a cocky way. I'm 5 years ahead of that next person that wants to do what I do. And you want to know how? It's very simple. You can go on my Facebook page, Family Auto. Uh, but the biggest one that you have to go to is another page that I have is Family Luz and Esperanza. It's my nonprofit. And then you can go into another page. It's called Conectados with Family, Connected with Family, which is my podcast page. And what do? We invest back in the community. I pay zero money in any marketing. I do not pay radio. I do not pay TV. I do not pay Facebook. We don't pay none of that stuff. We absolutely don't do zero paying out to any marketing ways. So, but what do we do to establish ourselves better? You can go to our page. You see we do a lot of events for the communities. We last year we gave out 18 cars to people in need. As of right now, we are already at 12 cars given away. We're doing one at the end of September, which is our Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month. We partner up with a church, local church, that we're going to give out a car away. So when we touch people's heart, they lower their guards. They understand, hey, even if these people get me, they reinventing it, they putting it back in the community. So
Yeah.
I don't have to pay no referrals. I pay zero referrals. I'm against referrals because they're not going to send you the top customers. They're going to send you their worst customers. So we get in a monthly basis, I think about 25% of our customers are referrals. And all that is just what I do. Instead of giving it to a big corporation for radio, for TV, I give it back to the community. Instead of paying Facebook, they got a lot of money. I just rather give it back to the community. And that's what sets me apart. In order for someone to touch customers' heart, they have to give back. They cannot just ask, give me, and don't give nothing in return. And that's what we've been doing the last 5 years. So that's what has set me apart. I do a podcast every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we talk about what's going on in the community. I let them know I'm a businessman and I'm here with you. I can share with you what's going on instead of out on vacation every other week or every weekend. I'm here with you. I'm fighting the good cause with you as a proud Hispanic owner. And that's what sets me apart. That I don't just sit in my office. I get out there and get my hands started.
Hey guys, real quick to jump in and make sure you know about a new exciting sponsor here, a supporter of the podcast and a supporter of all independent activities, to be honest with you, Iteron GPS.
Iteron GPS, they have really, really great products. I've used them before. They're wonderful. They don't break if you install them right? All that good stuff. But like you said, a big sponsor of the industry with Buy Here, Pay Here United, and they're at every conference, Jeff. So make sure you're using the best possible GPS on the market, and that's Iteron.
Yep. Give them a call. Go to our website for more information.
Man, that is powerful, and that is freaking awesome. And it's
Yeah. I'm looking at all your stuff. I don't read Spanish so well. I'm only on day 60 of my Duolingo streak, but I'm getting there. So I understand the word family in this, and it just makes my brain turn. And we talk about that on the podcast a lot, is about reinvesting in your customers, and just saying, yeah, if you took that $5,000 Facebook or Google ad spend and instead you just put it into your Goodwill budget and said, I'm just going to Goodwill $5,000 worth of work this month to any of my customers that come in. Yeah. That's going to create word of mouth that makes such a difference, way more than the leads you're going to generate off Facebook or Google, right?
Yeah. Great point. That's exactly why I've done it. And to make it even better, I have the nonprofit that we help in domestic violence and child abuse, and we do all of that. So Family Auto, provides the finances for this nonprofit. So what do we do? It's a 501c3. Once at the end of the year, all the money that we donated to this company, to this nonprofit, it also helps us in our tax return. So it's a win-win situation all the way around, such as the community, the company, as me as a person, and not just that. It also teaches my sales staff, all of my employees, which we have 78. it's not all about me and it's not all about you. We give out to the community. It also makes them feel better, makes them appreciate the company that they're working for. That it's not about us. It's not about, like we know in the car business, right? It's not about ripping the next customer head off. It's about doing things right and provide to the community and live comfortably without having to live a rich life under people's behalf. It can be done, and this is the way to do it. Give back and support your community. And with that, to be honest with you, I'm 5 years ahead because I've been counting since when I started.
Yeah. Yeah. You like you said, I mean, you don't do any advertising, but even if you cut off your advertising,
Yeah.
those leads would still come in because of the goodwill you generated. I want to know from a practical standpoint, how did those partnerships with the nonprofit and the church and those things, how did those create? Was that your brainchild and you said, hey, I want to spin this nonprofit off, someone go run this? Or did someone come to you and say, hey, let's partner up and we're going to be kind of the funder for you and get this going? Like,
Yeah.
how do those happen?
Everything we do everything with a reason, or we do everything because it's got a meaning to us. We just don't do it just because, right? So I mentioned from the beginning, I was born and raised in Acapulco, Mexico. I was a child of 4 or 5 of a single mom that went through a lot of domestic violence in a country that is accepted, is well known, and we were blessed enough to go from not having food, not having ability to eat anything, to come to this great country, amazing country that I love. I'm a citizen of this country now, and I'm a big um, contributor to this country. But I didn't forget where I came from, so I'm like, I need to help the people that don't have this. In September, we're talking about mental health, and a lot of people, because of their past, how they went through their childhood, their mental health is not there. So a lot of people that have gone through, that not able to eat or not a struggle. Even to be quite honest with you, we got some Hispanics people that I get to their head like, oh, I got discriminated and I can't do nothing anymore. What we with this nonprofit, we help all of that. We have uh, sessions where we give them mental health support, where we do, especially to the females that go, or males that go to any abuse or anything like that. So all of that came because of how I was brought up. I was brought up in all of that, and I had the decision to let that go. And people don't understand, they have the decision. So knowing that, and I was able to open up this company, I can mix them together where this company can be very profitable, can be very successful, and at the same time help the people that wish they can be helped, like I was. I wish I was helped before, and I said, and now I'm going to do it. So it all came through me, through my heart, through my. I'm a strong believer in in God in me, and that's what it all brought me to what we have right now. We have Family Auto, which is the main company that provides the finances. We have the Family Luz and Esperanza, which it means, I know you say you're Spanish, you barely get in there, which is Family Light and Hope.
Okay, I thought I was close on that.
Okay. And then we have Conectados with Family, which is Connected with Family. That's where we do our podcast. We have brought in uh, uh, people, attorneys. We have brought in, representatives of the city to share with us, to especially for all that is going on. People are panicking. So if I share all that with my community that I'm servicing, they come down and they continue to shop with me. But if I don't slow down the pain that is going around with them, they don't come and shop. So I use that filter of being out there, putting my face out there to calm down that everything's going to work out. And we get legal people to teach them and show them how they can, how they can be helped. And all that, it helped together. It all goes together. I service the community, they service me.
Wow.
Man, that's powerful. And I I don't know if you've ever won the TIADA quality dealer, but you need to, and you need to be put up for a national quality dealer because what you're doing is amazing, and it makes me feel very, very not like I'm doing very much, Jeff.
Bill, it's absolutely inspiring, and it should inspire every dealer that's here that's making a living, a good living so far in this industry, to look at how they can give back to their customers and their neighborhood and their communities. And there's dealers that aren't there yet. I get it.
Yeah.
You're still struggling to pay your own bills. Totally.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're in that category, it's okay. But if you're getting there to some degree, or you are there to some degree, it's absolutely, it's our responsibility to find ways to give back, because we do, as a buy here, pay here industry, we make good livings and good money off a demographic of customer that does need help, that does need stuff.
100%. Yeah.
And you know, one of the last thing that I want to share, that what it also does, if you look at the whole picture, the whole scenario, it cleans up the image of a buy here, pay here company. It cleans up the image of the car industry, that, hey, it's not all about just, selling you the most expensive and make all the money and celebrate once you buy. It's not all about that. So I'm not just helping the community. I'm not just helping our employees. I'm also helping, I believe, the industry, that someone's got to start cleaning up the bad image that we have as a used car or good old buy here, pay here. That's got to end. We got to have, not saying we need to be at the same standard as a franchise dealer, but we can do that because
We can. Yeah, we can.
we can. Yeah.
Sure.
Juan, man.
Thank
Hey,
you. Yeah.
thank you for your time. This has been so great. Glad we connected. We're definitely going to stop by your place when we're down in
please do.
DFW next month. Say hi, check it out, meet you, meet the team. Really appreciate your time, Juan.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
If you work on your Spanish, I invite you to my podcast next time.
Yeah, I can
Long way,
only
long
talk
way
about
about those.
the museum and the Pasaporte. Then we're good. It's as far as we've gotten. But hey, buddy. See ya.
Thank you.